The airport is a complex reality where every single operation is an essential link on a chain that allows the movement of thousands of passengers and hundreds of aircraft per day. This complex reality is made up of gates, check-in desks, VHS carousel assignments, aircraft transit operations including fueling, catering, cleaning, and boarding, the management of operators, disruptions and events, and the development of parking and attractive spaces for passengers to spend their time in the airport. All of this is almost invisible to the eye of the passengers. Due to the interconnectedness of airport systems and the potential for damage and lives lost, attackers attempt threats, starting from both physical attacks and cyber attacks. The following realistic threat scenario will demonstrate SATIE's benefits, whether the attacker starts remotely through a cyber attack in the first case, or through physically accessing the computer systems to initiate their attack in the second case. To test the usefulness of SATIE, SATIE has chosen the AOCC, which is the heart of Milan-Malpensa operations. From here, the allocation of all aircrafts is planned and organized, and all airport resources are managed. Terminal resources such as check-in desks and boarding gates and VHS docks and carousels are assigned. The terrorist is aware that all AOCC operators have an email address. They then hire a hacker who first uses social engineering to identify some email addresses of the AOCC operators, then uses a spear phishing approach to convince the operator to open an attachment that contains malware. Through the malware, the hacker takes control of the AOCC workstation and uses it to carry out a simultaneous airside and landside attack. The user of the crisis alerting system is the airport duty manager, who is the operational manager of the AOCC. The duty manager is the person responsible for the daily management of all events concerning airside and landside. The duty manager is also in charge of managing all highly critical situations and any other types of emergencies, ranging from aeronautical to medical. The duty manager is the operational figure in charge of interacting with the airport entities, including the control tower, police, fire brigade, airport health office, Italian National Civil Aviation Authority, and the Italian National Air Traffic Services and Airline. While the duty managers on duty are at work in the AOCC, the SATIE Incident Management Portal starts detecting the first alerts. The SOC operators normally manage all cybersecurity issues, but with SATIE can now receive real-time information on the functioning of airport systems, both cyber and physical, and intervene every time an anomaly occurs. If they deem the cybersecurity anomaly might have an impact on airport operations, they alert the duty manager through CAS. The malware analyzer discovers that there is malware on the workstation and passes the message to the correlation engine, which generates an alarm that appears in the incident management portal used by the SOC operators, as shown here. In real time, the SOC operators open an incident and send it to the duty managers in order to inform them that the affected PC may need to be disconnected. SOC operators also alert network managers by reporting the possible need to isolate the PC in the AOCC. ALCAD discovers that the malware is starting to work. It is performing a port scan to find an entrance into the network, and then be able to reach the two airport operating systems that are used to manage aircraft stands and boarding gates, known as MICE and RMS, and subsequently attack them. The hacker has taken possession of the workstation from which they reach the two airport operating systems in order to change the gates of some flights, with the purpose of conveying a huge number of passengers to a single area as requested by the terrorist. They modify the boarding gates in RMS, and the information passes to MICE, the Malpensa Airport Operational Database. The boarding gates change, and besides appearing on these two airport systems used by the operators, they also appear on the feeds monitors in the terminal used by passengers to identify the boarding gates of their flights. SATIE starts generating the alerts in real time, and these alerts clearly indicate that there are errors in the modification of some boarding gate assignments, because Schengen boarding gates are being allocated in the non-Schengen area. SOC operators begin to analyze the alarms in the incident management portal. For each alarm, they analyze the correlation engine entries so that they can write an analysis in which the anomalous gate changes are detailed. The SOC operators return to the incident management portal to aggregate the multiple alerts. Then the single aggregated alert is transformed into a single incident to be sent to CAS. The detailed report of the gate changes is inserted in the analysis of the incident to be sent to CAS. The airport duty managers have just received the incident in CAS from the SOC operators and are analyzing the data contained in the message. Entering in the details of the alarm, they see that anomalous gate changes are occurring. Schengen flights have been allocated to non-Schengen boarding gates. They decide to check the situation in real time through the cameras. They realize that many passengers are bottlenecked in the area before passport control. The use of SATIE relieves the burden of the operations that the duty managers must carry out to mitigate and neutralize the attack in progress, streamlining part of the communications that through CAS are transferred in real time. The duty managers, through the CAS, simultaneously send the incident to all the departments that must be involved in the management of the event, and also send specific text messages both to the police and security and to all CAS managers of other departments. Using the map available, they can indicate the exact point where the attack is happening and the support is needed. In addition to the operations carried out through SATIE, they decide to support the police and security by sending AOCC personnel to turn off the feeds monitors as well as terminal personnel to manage passengers. The impact propagation simulation can be accessed through the CAS. It simulates the impact of certain incidents on the airport assets. The overview provides a list of potentially impacted assets. The passenger impact uses an agent-based model to simulate the consequences of certain incidents on the passengers. Here we see how the Schengen passengers, shown in red, access an area where normally only non-Schengen passengers are expected, shown in black. A crowd is forming as the Schengen passengers are rejected, and finally a huge congestion is anticipated in the impacted area. When the situation is back to normal, the alarm is closed. The other operations appear to proceed normally. Unfortunately, the hacker, in addition to acting on gate changes with the intention of creating a situation in which passengers are possible hostages, by exploiting the malware, they also intervene on MICE, which is the database for managing the airport resources, and acts on stand changes to cause a traffic jam or a potential collision on the apron by allocating 2 aircraft to the same stand. This might become very dangerous in the case of low visibility on the apron due to heavy rain or fog. As seen on the screen, the information manipulated in the MICE arrivals immediately passes to the MICE departures as a consequence of the aircraft rotation. SATIE starts generating the alerts in real time. These alerts clearly indicate that there are double assignments of flights in the same stand. SOC operators begin to analyze the alarms in the incident management portal. For each alarm, they analyze the correlation engine entries in order to be able to write an analysis containing the list of the flights that have been allocated to the same stand as others. SOC operators return to the incident management portal to aggregate the multiple alerts. Then the single aggregated alert is transformed into a single incident to be sent to CAS. The detailed report of the double stand assignments is inserted in the analysis of the incident to be sent to CAS. After having also received this second alarm from the SOC, the two airport duty managers are immediately engaged again to urgently investigate what is happening on the apron. The picture of the situation is instantly clear thanks to the details entered by the SOC operators in the analysis of the incident. The two duty managers send the incident to the relevant departments and also send specific text messages containing the details of the alarm both to the police and security and to the CAS managers of the other departments. In addition to the operations carried out through SATIE, they ask the control tower manager to stop aircraft traffic on the apron. They also send firefighters and identify free aircraft stands to divert the aircraft involved. By sending Follow Me vehicles designed to manage aircraft traffic on the apron, they avoid the risk of collision. When the situation is back to normal, the alarm is closed. The terrorist manages to steal a badge, which, according to the Italian National Civil Aviation Authority, must be worn in a visible location to be able to identify the person as a staff member. Thus, the terrorist can see it and take it. With the badge, the terrorist successfully accesses the lift dedicated to the staff to reach the AOCC dedicated floor. The terrorist tries to access the AOCC by swiping the stolen badge, but Unified Access Control sends an alarm to SATIE in real time because the identification was not successful. The live facial recognition of the person trying to enter does not match the one on the badge. SOC operators receive an alarm in the Incident Management Portal, analyze it in the correlation engine, and immediately open an incident for CAS. After thwarting the airside attack, the situation seemed to have returned to normal, but CAS now receives an alarm of an attempted unauthorized access to the AOCC room. The duty managers immediately send the alarm to the security and police departments through text messages, requiring the immediate intervention of security agents and police officers, and through the map, indicating the exact point where the attempted unauthorized access is occurring. After a few minutes, two security agents arrive and thwart the access attempt. Again, thanks to SATIE, the terrorist is caught and their plan foiled.